Hey, welcome back to the show. We're welcomed here with a local owner. His name is Michael Gagner, and he's the owner of Northmen Beard Company here in Tucson. And we have some of his products. I hope you're watching this online. You can see some of the products he have out here. And I feel so embarrassed that my beard doesn't look anything like his.
But
Took a long time.
I keep trying to get him to grow a beard, and he won't do it. I've been asking.
I tell every guy I meet, I keep telling him, fight the tyranny, brother.
I'm glad I don't have a beard like you. I feel like that's a good thing. But
So, tell us a little bit about when the company got started, Mike.
It all started when my wife made me a bet about going on almost 5 years now.
Whoa.
In August, it'll be 5 years. So she met me when I was in the service. So clean shaven, had to be clean shaven.
Which one? Which branch?
Oh, I served in the Army National Guard.
Oh, thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I started out in the Washington Guard and ended up transferring down. Am I too far away?
Yeah.
Sorry,
I was
guys.
going to start giving him a push from the back. Okay, closer to Mike.
I'm afraid my voice will boom too loudly.
We got you covered, brother.
So she met me when I was come down to Arizona to do the border mission under Bush. And Courtney called me on a random phone call. That's my wife, by the way. If anybody doesn't know me, probably doesn't. That's my wife's name. Her name's Courtney. Called me on a random phone call, fell in love with her voice, and met her in Vegas, fell in love, and so on and so forth.
The rest is history.
The rest is history. And I've been wanting to grow a beard because a bunch of my buddies all had freedom beards on Facebook and everything. That's what a lot of soldiers call it. They call it the freedom beard. And I was like, babe, please. Everybody else has one. They look cool. I want one, please. And she was like, you know what? Fine. If you can make your beard soft, you can keep it. So I did a bunch of research and tried a bunch of different companies out there, really prominent ones. None of them ever made my beard soft enough. And I've got like this ridiculously coarse beard. Like it's like 80 grit sandpaper. And
honestly, it is. I mean, because this is an audio program, right? The beard is phenomenal.
Oh, thank you.
Do you know how long your beard is?
It's like halfway between Gandalf and ZZ Top right now. That's the exact measurement. I don't know if I have the genetics to go to Zeus length, but I think that's where I'm sitting right now. And so I was like, babe, just give me one more chance, because she's like literally shears in the like doing some kung fu to keep her off from chopping my beard off. And I was like, just let me come up with my own formula. Came up with my own formula, and literally in the span of 2 weeks, it made my beard soft. So I tell everybody that I talk to about this product, that I get a chance to do face-to-face, that is the one thing I can guarantee. If you use it properly, it can take 80 grit sandpaper and make it into a teddy bear. So yeah, no, and ever since then, or I did such a good job, and my wife was like, you know what, just start a company. Started figuring out it's not as hard as it seemed and made a company, and here I am.
Do you have a local location here, or you do everything online?
I do everything online, but I do occasional events.
Cool.
I go out to, I normally am out at the St. Philip's Market on Saturdays with my business partner, Art. And
hello, Art.
Yeah, hi, Art. Shout out to Art. And we're normally out there at least 3 to 4 times a month, depending, during the fall season, and then when in summer, because that's the whole thing. I wanted it to be a natural product.
Right.
So I made sure everything I was putting into it is stuff I can pronounce. And there's reason for that. My main job in the Army was making stuff go boom before I left.
Yeah.
So pronunciation isn't like my strong key. So like I just did like 4 basic high-end oils that seem to work out really, really well, and they don't do well in the heat, and we live in Arizona,
right,
which is the closest to the sun that you can possibly get, and so it doesn't do well during the day, so we start selling out at the swap meet at night. So
whoa,
yeah, and we typically go out there during the summers 2 to 4 times a month, and just go out there, interact, because I like face-to-face sales with people. That's like my favorite thing is informing people about the product, because I can't count how many people are like, how do you use this stuff?
Right.
I've been using it for like 5 years. I'm like, you guys, for real? You don't know how to use it? But, I mean, it's one of those things where it started out as a fad, and it's actually turning more and more into a cultural norm. for guys that want to rock beards.
Is there a system? I mean, once they talk to you, is it how you got to do this thing first and this thing second or third?
Oh, yeah. So when you're first starting out with your, like, what I call the baby beard stage. So baby beard is like day 0 up until about 6 to 8 weeks, depending on how fast your beard grows. I know some guys that literally they shave and then they have to shave again. So
wow.
It's completely dependent. So between stubble to about 1.5 inches, you do just oil. I built this to, the way my wife says it, I made it husband proof. So I literally made it so it's a pump top. So you just one pump, put it on there. I tell people start with sorry, I'm putting it in front of my face as I'm talking into the mic. So basically you put it in, go from mustache down to goat and then onto the sides with whatever's left. And then after about, I'd say roughly between 1.5 inches to 3 inches, that's where you start using the balm, because you start getting like little flyers on the side, and the balm's meant to style and shape it down. So oil does softening and moisturizing the skin underneath, and then balms for styling and shaping, still has some moisturizing aspects, and then the beard butter is for guys that rock beards my length.
Yeah.
And that's mainly like a leave-in conditioner.
When I was in the Air Force, I joined '81. I remember we had a little beard. Mm-hmm. But because of African American, it curls.
Oh, yeah.
So it curls right back up. So how do you get that thing to go straight? That was always my thing, because then it curls up and you get the...
With curly beards, what I noticed is that having like a boar bristle brush, mm-hmm. and especially when it's first growing out, for the very dense beards, like mine's kind of wiry, but like a dense beard, you have to have almost like a boar bristle brush to kind of work it down, because it's kind of trying to grow back in.
Yes.
And what you're trying to do is train it to grow out. And over time, if you leave it alone, then it won't start growing back in. But in that meantime, it starts growing back in, and that's like the worst from the clients that I've had. And I've had a few that have used the boar bristle brush technique and just trained it every day, every morning, doing a little bit of oil to kind of work it down into the skin to prevent it to dry out. And then it just, over about a span of like 2 months or something like that, they were like, it stopped growing back in.
Yeah, guys, we're here with Michael Gagner, who's the owner of Northmen Beard Company. It's a local place here in Tucson. Been there for 5 years, and they do a lot of stuff for your beards, and they do it at different places. You talked about St. Philip Plaza and also out at the swap meet. So for one thing, I want to also ask you that, are you having fun?
Oh yeah, I loved it. Like face-to-face sales is like my thing. That is the thing I love to do the most, because I like interacting with people, and I've got like this whole pitch for each thing, kind of describing what they are and where they came from, and it's just my wife says I have an obtuse sense of humor. Yeah. So like when I name some of these products, I intentionally name them to be ridiculous.
I think that's what I listen to you talk and listen to you and listen to what you have to say, is that you have some knowledge on this stuff. This is not something that's a happenstance. You had some trial and error, but now you're at the point to where you are the expert when it comes to having to get in a soft beard and keeping it maintained.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you're looking to make your lady happy, maintaining the beard and actually keeping it soft is like the first and foremost. I know plenty of guys out there. No, I don't. I'm like, okay, sure, whatever you say, Haas, have fun.
You know, it just took me back to when I was a kid. My grandfather scared me. Every time I saw him, he'd give me a whisker burn. Oh. And I mean, like, that was his mission, was to grab me, pull me in, and give me a whisker burn. And I never spoke to the man, I don't think, because I was terrified of him. And I'd forgotten that till we're sitting here.
I'm wondering, in your sales pitch, how many people ask if they can feel your beard?
Quite a few, and I just tell them, go ahead and touch it. Yeah. It's one of those things. Courtney has an understanding. I'm selling beard oil. People are allowed to touch my face. And she's actually been out there. We recently went to the main Tucson market downtown on
Fourth Ave?
Off of Fourth Ave.
Yeah.
And we were down there, and she was because it was a lot of people, so I needed more people, so she came to sell. I was actually impressed. She was just pulling people in. It was awesome. But she's like, I never realized exactly how many people touch your face on a day-to-day. And I'm like, I know, right?
So, I wanted to ask the same question, but I was embarrassed to ask it.
Yeah, so. No, I mean, you guys are welcome to feel it. I don't mind.
Can you tell people how they can get a hold of these products?
Oh yeah. So if you can't get a hold of me at either the swap meet or at St. Philip's, we are online at www.northmenbeardcompany.com, and I know that's ridiculously long, but that's what we put. And then if you can't get us there, we're on Facebook. We're also on Instagram, and if you want, just shoot us a message. Or if you literally want to text me directly, you can. It's 520-270-9474.
Give us that number again.
520-270-9474.
And we will share that on our Facebook page
sure
as
will,
well. Yeah. So if you didn't have a pen, you're in the car driving, you can go to the I Am Real Estate page. And probably by midweek, we'll have something up and they can find you there.
Oh, yeah.
Father's Day is coming.
Oh, yeah. Father's Day is coming.
Yeah. Everybody's got enough ties.
Mm-hmm.
This is
much.
one of those gifts that not only is great for the man in your life, but you benefit from it as well, right? Because that soft beard.
All those wives out there probably thinking about it. Just go look, go order them.
Hey, we thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much, Michael. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. We would like to also thank our sponsors, Indy Realty, Inspired Life Mortgage, Rigo Pest Prevention, Pioneer Title Agency, and Caring Transitions. And if you do happen to use one of our sponsors, would you let them know that Raymond, Danielle, and Sandra sent you? And let us know how that goes, too. And again, one more time, give us your website and phone number.
Oh, yeah. So website again for Northmen Beard Company is www.northmenbeardcompany.com. And phone number, if you need to reach me, is 520-270-9474.
And that is Michael Gagner, owner of Northmen Beard Company, local company in Tucson.